child number 2 with Iman, I knew it was really bad because I had suicidal thoughts. And I think it was all paranoia because I don't think he was asking for it. He wasn't physically or verbally saying that I want to have sex with you now, baby. I needed someone to just cuddle me and say, look, don't worry, just to make me feel that I'm okay. Hi, I'm Daphne Iking. I'm a content creator and a mother to 4 wonderful children, and I'm here to talk about my experience with postpartum depression.
Hi, I'm Shazeema. I'm a clinical psychologist with Thompson's Hospital. Both of us are here today to answer some questions about postpartum depression.
What do you think of the term meroyan? Do you think society should stop using the word casually to help destigmatize PPD or postpartum depression? So I always feel that it's a bad thing, and it makes those who are facing postpartum blues or depression feel that they can't speak up about it. And I think a lot of them also use the word meroyan quite loosely, as long as, especially if it's a woman goes a little bit, berserk or emotional, they use it very loosely, but in a very negative way. So yeah, I think we should stop using that term in a negative light and use it for its proper definition.
Yeah. Does PPD affect all new mothers? So it's normal to have baby blues because it's a small little period of time after they have given birth that they may feel very overwhelmed, tired, but it doesn't mean that everybody will have postpartum depression. Something normal is that it doesn't last that long.
Okay.
After some time you sort of recover, and when it goes to a clinical level, it means that you have a lot more of symptoms of depression.
Okay.
And it lasts quite some time. So you still feel depressed moods, you have significant loss in your appetite, or you sleep too much, or you eat too much also could be a problem. So you have loss of interest in your pleasurable activities. Those type of things happen, and the symptoms are still there after a period of time. But if, let's say, you find that it's not something that is bothering you too much, or you see your partner going through it, then it's best that you go get professional help, or at least tell your doctor something's going on with my wife or with myself.
What would you have done differently in the past when it comes to dealing with your PPD? I think I would have reached out. I thought it was normal and that I should just buck up because I'm someone who is able to have control of my life. I'm just such
You're
a
a very
sort of
strong person.
I am a strong person, and my husband
it.
loves me because of that. So it was very hard for me to reach out to him. I would have reached out and just said I need help and not be ashamed of it.
Did you experience postpartum depression right after childbirth?
Child number 2 with Iman, I knew it was really bad because I had suicidal thoughts. I was hurting the child, the poor child. Oh my God, Iman, I love you, but that was what happened. And I think it got my husband really scared because I love my kids, I love my home front. But when he saw me throw my 1-month-old baby on the bed, just shut up, just die, that's when he quickly took the child away. And he's normally the one who's very objective and this is what's going to happen. And for the first time I saw him scared. There was so much fear in his eyes that I got a bit scared looking at him being scared because he's always the strong one,
Yeah.
And that's when he said, we're going to go see Dr. Kamajit and we're going to do it now. Let's go. Is there anything I should do during my pantang period to prevent PPD?
To say to prevent it altogether is not something that we can do during the pantang period. Prior to having a child is perhaps you need to actually emotionally prepare yourself. You have to mentally prepare yourself. Those first new mothers that do not know what's going to happen after childbirth, I think they need to get a lot more of insight into it. Ask your friends about their experiences. Ask people who are around you to actually tell you what it is like and what is it I need to expect. Preparation will take away a lot of your anxiety issues as well. What are some of your coping mechanisms for PPD?
I think after that incident with number 2, I wouldn't call it depression so much, but I had a bit of the blues, and I was able to manage it better then. And I was reaching out when friends would say, come, let me cook for you. So I think that was my best coping mechanism, where when people reached out to me, I said yes, come and help me.
So you accepted
help. Accepted the help.
Whatever came.
I had no pride no more. I'm like, tak malu dah. I'm like, yes, come and help me.
And I agree with you, because I think a lot of strong individuals, or you perceive yourself to be strong, you want to do everything you can for yourself. Asking for help may be a sign of weakness, but actually it's not. Saying that I need help and I will get that help. So it is also strong to do that, isn't it? Okay, what can soon-to-be mothers do to prepare them for possible PPD? You actually know what the symptoms are, then it will be more likely for you to be able to detect it faster and get help for it faster.
Postpartum depression is not just on to the mother, but the fathers.
Yes, that's right. For fathers, it's more to those who have had previously depression before.
I see.
So, not to say that those who has never had depression will never get PPD. They still can get.
Would you say that accepting your new body after childbirth was difficult and contributed to your PPD? It wasn't so much about me not looking the same anymore, but I think it was also fulfilling the needs of my spouse. There was always this thought that if I do not please the people around me, then those people would leave me. You know what I mean? And because that happened the first time, so I was afraid that this would happen again. And I think that was sort of the thing, because I was trying to heal, but I had a cesarean, and with Iman, the second one, it was an emergency cesarean. And I think it was all paranoia, because I don't think he was asking for it. He wasn't physically or verbally saying that I want to have sex with you now, baby. I'm sure he knows that he couldn't get some sperm for at least that 40 to 100 days, right?
I guess
but
it's just
it was
your
me.
assumption.
It was me, and I'm like, oh no, 100 days. I've heard of all these women and men and marriages breaking down, and I felt silly because at the same time, here I am, someone who's very on the female empowerment, where if the man's gonna go, he's gonna go. You don't have to prove or validate your worth. But that was the fear in me, and that sort of contributed to the fact that because like this lah, now I cannot do lah, because I had to go for emergency lah. That's why now I cannot heal faster lah, you know.
But usually a person who has a depression at the time, the negative thoughts sort of take over you. So it also has to, your hormonal changes. It has to do a lot of different things as well.
What's the difference between postpartum depression and postpartum psychosis, and how common is the latter?
A psychosis is part of postpartum depression. It's just the severity. It is 1 in 500 to 1 in 1,000.
Okay, so it's not that.
It's not that common.
How did PPD affect your relationship with your husband? I think I was blaming him, and I assumed because my husband loves me, he should be able to know me well. I didn't know that I had to physically and verbally tell him that I was not feeling okay and that I needed the support, because he thought that, I'm here cooking for the kids and doing everything that he was doing fantastically. But I needed more than just that. I needed someone to just cuddle me and say, look, don't worry, just to make me feel that I'm okay, that, I just wanted someone to touch me and just hold me. Because then after this, we had a discussion. He said, I didn't want to touch you because mommy told me that we can't have anything going on until, this time.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want to have sex with you. I just want someone to hold me, to comfort me, because I feel as if you're moving far away from me.
I see.
So my last child, he was there most of the time, and he really assured me that everything's going to be okay, and that the kids are going to be okay. And he actually did more with the night feeds, so he allowed me to get more rest, and I think that was very helpful.
What you needed from him was emotional support and also motivation, I think. To the men out there, listen to what she's saying.
Hold my hand, cuddle me.
That's what your wife needs.
Yes, that's all I need.
What advice do you have for soon-to-be dads out there on how to help their spouses deal with PPD?
At the end of the day, it's about me telling him and to communicate what I feel or what I need from him verbally. He can only read me so much. At the end of the day, he needs to hear it from the mouth. So moms out there, you need to speak and communicate this well to your spouse, because your spouse, more often than ever, they are willing to be there to help, to assist, but they just don't know how.
New fathers are really very clueless in how to actually help the wife. I've talked to a few of my friends who are new fathers. They say, I actually don't really know what to do, I'm just really looking for clues from my friends or someone else to tell me what to do.
And another thing that I need moms out there, choose your battles, because one of the things that I had earlier on in our marriage was the fact that he had his way of parenting. But my mom actually said, girl, if you keep on being a helicopter wife to him, he will stop doing those things, and he will just not do it at all, because everything he does, tell her. Give your spouse a chance to be a parent, to have hands-on experience and let him learn the hard way. If the diaper was not fixed properly and he's gonna get punami or whatever you call it all over him, let that be the lesson. Don't go nagging. I told you that was where you did it. The ballet.
That's very good advice.
Yeah. So let them learn. You've got your maternal instinct. Trust me, they do have their paternal instinct their own way. What are the symptoms of PPD that mothers should look out for?
Alright, so number 1 would probably be feeling depressed, low moods. 2 is, like I said, loss of interest in pleasurable activities, changes in their appetite, either you eat too much or to eat too little, sleep too much or sleep too little, lacking of the bond with your child, psychosis or hallucinations. So it could be during that time itself already you are actually having postpartum or peripartum depression. It's not just right after childbirth. It's also the period before that as well.
During pregnancy?
Yeah, there are some people who actually have that, where they feel like they are not connected with their babies that are growing inside of them. So, they may have, feelings of stabbing themselves and things like that.
Well, that's been fun, and I'm glad I was able to share my postpartum depression stories and journey with all of you, and thank you for enlightening me with some of the things that I didn't know about.
No, thank you very much for actually sharing your experience. It's very, very hard to actually talk about something like this, especially if you're talking about your own child and your own experience. It's not easy.
And we really hope that at the end of the day, if you or your spouse or your friend or your daughter, mother is facing this, if you're listening to this, please go and seek help, or nudge him or her to go and seek help.
Yes. So maybe the mother themselves do not know that they're going through such a period of time, or they're going through postpartum depression, but the people around them can actually, detect something is off, and they are the ones who actually can get help for the person.
That's
if
right.
the person doesn't know. Yeah.
Yep.